Yeah, good win. Bullpen was outstanding today. Massey really good, Cole Rowland really good. Will Ray gets us a big out. Derek Crum gets us a big 0, and then obviously Cam in the ninth. I thought that's as good as Cam's throwing the ball all year. So really pleased. Obviously, you don't like to see a leadoff walk, but other than that, I thought Cam was electric tonight. So happy about that. Good to see Kurtzy and Sess back in the lineup. Kurtzy obviously with the big home run to put us up. Brock with the big home run in the first. JJ with the big at bat to single there with nobody out in the 4-hole. Good base running by Brock to score and Pierce to go first to third, and then JJ to move up. We only cashed in one of those runs, second and third. I felt like situationally, again, we left a couple runs out there. We had a base loaded situation with 1 out, didn't score. Second and third with no outs, only scored 1. Again, we were hoping not to burn Cam there, but at least we got through it without Keener, which was good. Gets us ready for Friday. So good team win, and we'll take it. I told the guys after the game, I feel like the last couple of midweek games we've been playing not to lose instead of playing to win. So starting next week, we need to kind of flip that script.
Does it feel to have your lineup full again with Kurtz and Sess back?
Yeah, really good. I mean, it just, again, gives us good length to the lineup, kind of lineup makes sense. Hopefully we can get Reinish going and or Corona going too. We can't forget about those guys. I mean, they're good matchups for certain pitchers. So Lucas has been playing well, so he'll probably be in there most of the time, but against certain pitchers, you might see Reinish or Corona too, but happy to have Sess back, and certainly Kurtzy as well.
Have you had to kind of rein them in as far as their patience with sitting out? I know they had injuries that can't exactly be rough back, and you mentioned about a week ago or so that you wanted to make sure they were back when they came back.
For sure. I think both of those guys wanted to be in there against Louisville. Obviously, Kurtzy DH'd on Sunday, but they both wanted to be in there Friday against Louisville, and we just had to pump the brakes and just make sure, to your point. I mean, I like the way Sess ran down the line on the 1 ground ball. That showed me that he's probably a little further along than we thought. And then, Kurtzy went first to third on a ball, but, didn't look like he was hindered too much either. So I was pleased with the way both those two guys kind of looked and responded today.
Thoughts on the resiliency of this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough game. I mean, Liberty's bullpen's throwing the ball really well right now. And, that we knew we were going to see 5-6 different arms, and the guys that they saw, they're kind of better. They're big leverage guys. So, again, we knew that runs would be hard to come by. And, for a while there, it looked like it was Elon all over again, score 3 in the first and then kind of, go 5 straight innings and don't score. But, fortunately there, we were able to kind of punch across some runs in the 7th.
And then I know you mentioned the situation I put in, but it seemed like some of those woes continued over from Sunday. There was 11 left on base. Thoughts on that, but also how do you change that going into the series this weekend?
Yeah, again, I think that's baseball. I think that turns pretty quickly. We've got good hitters, and we want those guys up in those situations. So that's one of those things where you're going to have a couple game stretch like that, and you need to find a way to win. And we did that today, but hopefully that turns for us on Friday, because you're right, we haven't done a good job with runners on base the last 2 games.
I would expect you to know this off the top of your head, but have you ever had a game where you have 2 homers and the launch angles are 18 and 45 degrees?
Yeah, that's Brock's ball didn't make it out by much, and I don't think Nick's did either, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
It seemed like, you mentioned the midweek struggles, that some of that has come from the starting pitching element, but now with Reed Mascolo. Any thoughts on moving forward with him and just his performance over the past month?
Yeah, again, we've got to make a decision whether he's going to go against Coastal on Tuesday or not, and I think it'll depend on what happens this weekend as to what that looks like. But yeah, I mean, we certainly have some concerns with Reed's last 3 starts. He hasn't been as sharp. His breaking ball is kind of rolling a little bit. It's not as sharp, and I thought he kind of settled down there in the 3rd and the 4th and threw the ball better. Obviously gave up the solo home run in the 4th, and then and then the single, and we just felt like we had to go get him in that situation. I was hoping he'd get through that 4th, and Massey would only have to go 3 outs instead of 4.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.